What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today is a day I've been waiting for a very long time. Finally, Shadow Corviknight has been added into Pokemon Go. Now, I've been a pretty big fan of Corviknight in the past, but I think it always did kind of lack a bit of fast attack pressure, saying Sand Attack is not the best fast move in the game. Air Cutter as well is kind of a weak charge attack, but because of that Shadow bonus on your damage, now Sand Attack is going to hit just a little bit harder. Air Cutter as well is going to be a lot more consistent as a charge attack here, and if you happen to get an Air Cutter boost, Shadow Corviknight hits so hard. It's an incredibly fun Pokemon, and I'm excited to see it in action. But real quick, before we do get into the battles, I do want to ask if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, let's get into the battles and see what Shadow Corviknight can do. All right, first opponent of the day, LNDS Arreo, fellow streamer. Let's see what he's running. Corviknight into Ninetales. All right, not a great lead matchup here. I'm going to switch into my Kingdra. Should be a pretty safe swap. We'll see what he does. Okay, Licky Licky comes in. That's not the hardest answer to us. But it isn't looking amazing so far either. We're at 6, so we have a Surf ready to go, but they're a back-to-back body slams, so we'll see what they want to do here. Surf is going to hurt quite a bit if they let it go. I would love to get some shields down. They do end up shielding that first move, which is good. Because if shields go down this game, that's my best way of dealing with that Ninetales later on. They're at 7, so is he on, like, Hyper Beam or Earthquake or something, or is he just building up for fun? Either way, Surf's not going to knock out. Okay, they do let that go. Nice. And at this point, I think they still need 2 charge attacks to knock us out here. I don't think 1 Shadow Ball plus the rollouts would do it, but it might be kind of close, I guess. Yeah, they go Body Slam, so they're at 4. 5. Okay, well, they're at 2. This is honestly looking a little bit better than it was before. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for a full Sand Attack down with my Corviknight and try to get some energy lead there. If they switch back into Ninetales, I'll just swap instantly into Seismitoad. Looks like they will get a Shadow Ball into us, but that's fine. Shadow Ball's not going to hurt too much here. And then I'm really just hoping that in the backline, my Seismitoad puts in a lot of work. Big Shadow Ball. Yeah, we survived that. That's about half our HP. Okay. Did they react to this? I'm no-shielding. Okay, let's go. We caught a Weather Ball somehow. I don't know how that happened, but we will take it. All right. I'm going to shield this up. Obviously, now I kind of have to shield. I got lucky that I was able to catch a Weather Ball here, or at least call the bait. Let's see. Weather Ball again. All right. I can shield that up. I can go for the Earth Power here, and that should basically one-shot him. I mean, it will from this range if they let it go. So likely we get a shield right now. And we always have to watch out for a catch from them this game. A catch could be kind of bad for odds of winning this one. I don't know what's in the back line just yet. All right. I'm going to shield this up. I literally have to. I'm 4 away from my next Earth Power, so if I land this Earth Power into the Ninetales, I should be able to outpace basically anything in the game. The Energy Ball, the Earth Power here, and we'll see what they have in the backline, right? That's always going to be the big question. Big Earth Power. Our opponent doesn't have any shields left over, so that does one-shot. In comes what? Sableye. All right. Okay, we land the move. That's good news. We're at 5. So, this might get a little bit trickier than I'd like. Nice, we snipe him down with the Air Cutter. Because there's a chance, if they ever called when my Corviknight came in, I could lose this game if they sniped us down with a foul play. But luckily, we were able to get the snipe with our Air Cutter. They didn't expect it. We get the boost just for good measure. And we should get the farm down. Let's go. Who was worried about a Ninetales lead? Not me, I guess. That could have been kind of bad, though. All right, Shadow Corviknight into Pangoro. I don't even know if I want to be a Shadow Corviknight in this position. I'm going to take a lot of damage here. Like, Air Cutter would one-shot almost anyway. And now I'm just going to be in a spot here. I don't have a fighting resist on my team, so if they ever close combat us, we are going to get one shot, and that is going to be scary. We get a no-shield there, though. I love that. I kind of need that no-shield to happen. 8. Okay. The thing that I don't like about this is they could go for a Night/Bait here and then get to a close combat. But luckily they go close combat here, so the close combat's going to mean they can't do that. All right, Grumpig comes in. They're at 9. So, what do we do? I feel like it's either a Tinkaton in the backline or an Aegislash, right? That's the common team here. I'm going to bring in my Kingdra. I think my Seismitoad's going to be in a good spot in the backline. All right, yeah, I'm going to let this go. I can go for the Surf here, knock him out or get his shield, and then I should be in a pretty good spot with my Seismitoad, hopefully into the backline. Maybe I should have gone double Swift, though. I don't know if they're going to shield this or not. But either way, I want to guarantee a lot of damage here, or that shield. They do end up shielding, okay. Fair enough, I guess. But my Dragon Breaths here have put them into a range where hopefully an Air Cutter is going to be enough to knock them out, plus the sand attack damage that I can get into them. I'm going to wait down my switch clock here, because there's really no rush to throw anything. But that Pangoro does still have energy on it, too. Keep that in mind. Alright. I do survive whatever they throw here, so I'm going to let this go. We'll see if they swap out or not. Shadow Ball, that's going to hurt, but we do survive. Air Cutter ourselves, try to get any damage that we can into them. And now I'm just going to invest in my Seismitoad and hope that's going to be enough to win us this game. I'm going to switch out. Oh, they swap at the same time, though. Alright, so I just one shield farm down here, right? They should be one away from back-to-back Night Slashes, I believe, so I can just shield this up and guarantee that we don't take a move. Yeah, close combat makes sense. We get the full farm down. What comes in? Is it the Grumpig or is it the final Pokemon? I would imagine it's the final Pokemon here, but Grumpig could come in to try to force energy out of us. What are they doing? They're freaking me out. It's Tinkaton, yeah, that's what I thought. Just letting in Earth Power here should win us the game. Earth Power is going to put them into Sand Attack downrange. And even if they catch a move from here on out, I mean, it's not like Tinkaton can even one-shot us with the Gigaton Hammer on Seismitoad. That does so much damage. I always forget that Earth Power is such a strong move nowadays. Alright, I guess we're Icy Winding. I don't know why. I think that we probably should have just gone for the Earth Power, but Icy Wind might even just knock out, so maybe that's why. Icy Wind gets the knockout. It's cheaper, that's why we did it. And now we get to an Icy Wind against the Grumpig, probably. And even if they knock us out, then our Corviknight just closes out the game. But I don't think a Dynamic does it. Maybe a Shadow Ball could, but even then, I think I would survive a Shadow Ball from here. We'll find out, I guess. Yeah, literally, just barely. And since DRE is guaranteed, I get my Icy Wind off as well. Let's go, dude. Seismitoad in the backline popping off, but really just Corviknight whittling down the Pangoro as much as it was able to really put us into a better spot later on in the game. Let's go. All right, next opponent. It's been going well so far. Corviknight into Fearow. Okay, I mean, Fearow's a pretty decent lead for us. I know with the regular Corviknight, it's really good. Okay, they come in with this thing. Try to catch a Stone Edge if I can. I don't know if they're going to even have Stone Edge, though. They could be on Mud Bomb. But if I did catch a Stone Edge here, that's huge. Just an Aqua Tail. But I think, honestly, I don't really need to switch this game. At least not as much as they do. Because the thing is, I have a Kingdra in the backline that's pretty good into Fearow. I have a Corviknight with a lot of energy that can pretty much hurt anything in the game. So, we'll see what happens here. I'm going to go for the Earth Power now. It might be a misplay not to debuff with an Icy Wind, but I just want to land a lot of damage here if I can. I don't necessarily want to go for Switch, as I was saying, so I think that's not a bad play. Alright. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to shield once and farm down with my Kingdra. That way I'll have an energy lead into the Fearow. And hopefully that energy lead is going to mean that I can not only knock out the Fearow with like Dragon Breath and a Swift, but hopefully I can also just go for some damage into the backline, whatever they might have back there. And we have to keep in mind, I do have a lot of energy left over on my Corviknight as well. Stone Edge makes sense. So we shield properly there, that's good to know. Fearow likely comes in here unless they have like a really hard answer to us. Yeah, there's the Fearow. Okay, must have miscounted there a little bit. I'll shield this up, because, I mean, at this point, there's not much reason not to. I might as well save my Kingdra as much as I can. Because my Corviknight walls the energy, if I can get it on there. Do they shield this? They do, okay. Or, let's get that second shield if we can. And I would love to be able to catch on Corviknight at some point if possible. They do shield that. Okay, we catch on Corviknight, just like we wanted. This is good, probably, but we'll see what's in the back line. I have almost a full payback, though, and that's a lot of energy to try to deal with for our opponent. Alright, well, let's just pay back the Fearow. Guarantee this thing goes away. It is a little bit scary that they're staying in. I don't really know what that means. Like, what do they have in the back line that they are scared of Corviknight's energy? Maybe I would have preferred to keep my energy here. Oh, interesting. Well, I guess we'll see how this goes. I know I have a little bit of energy on my Kingdra, but not a lot. We're at 6 right now. Does a Mud Bomb knock out my Kingdra from the range that we're at? I don't think it quite does, but it puts us pretty low. But if I can get to a Swift, we're still in a good spot. 9. All right. If I'm lucky, they're just going to go back-to-back discharges here. And that means that I take a little bit less damage on Kingdra. But we'll see what they do. Yeah, they're going for the Mud Bomb. That's a smart play. It's going to be close. If I get the Swift, I win. If I don't, I lose. Those are the two things I know about this game. I think I might get there, though. Oh, no, I don't! I'm one turn away. I thought I was 3 away. I was 4 away. Dang it. That's about as close as it gets, but I guess my Kingdra just didn't have the energy. I should have baited once against the Fearow. All right, Corviknight into Mimikyu. Interesting. Mimikyu into Shadow Corviknight. We'll see how this goes, because I can break this shield immediately here. And actually, sand attacks are adding up quite a bit. Fun fact, there's never a reason to tap your bubbles against Mimikyu on the first charge move, since either they shield it or the disguise breaks, so might as well just flex on him a little bit here. All right, do we get a boost? I don't, but I mean, I always get that guaranteed defense drop. 9. All right. I mean, unless they're on Thunder, I do survive this attack here. So I'm going to let it go. We're at 2. Ow. 3. 4. 5. 6. All right, I'm going to go for the Air Cutter here, just because at this point, what I could actually do is potentially... Oh, maybe I shouldn't have gone for the Air Cutter. I thought they'd shield that, actually. Bit of a misplay by us doing that. I really thought they were going to shield the Air Cutter. I was going to go for a play where I try to bank some energy and maybe get another Air Cutter off later on in the game. But that was less ideal. But Toucannon's not the worst Pokemon to see right now. It's not amazing necessarily because it does have a lot of damage. But I think Icy Wind is going to let us get to a second Icy Wind against them. So I'd probably get both shields down. Yeah, it should be. Yeah, I think it's always worth shielding at this point. Just guarantee their second shield goes down. And double debuffing the... Excuse me, double debuffing the Toucannon. So that is what we're going to do. We're at 5 right now. So I should just hard pivot into my Kingdra, right? Just to make sure they don't get to 2 Drill Pecks before us, before I get a Swift. 7, 8, 9. Could be a Beak Blast, so I will respect that. I'm going to shield this up, and we have to make sure if they do Drill Peck that I throw a move here pretty early. Okay, they do Drill Peck. Oh, okay. Carbink in the back. Gonna be an interesting game, because I don't know if I actually two-shot with Surfs here. If I do, that's really good, but also there is still that Toucannon around. I might. It's gonna be close. 9. We'll see. If this knocks out, I'm in a playable position still. But it's still really awkward, too. Oh, it doesn't knock out. That's really bad. Oh, man. Dang it. I think I could have had this one if that knocked out. Yeah, I don't know now. Well, I mean, I technically survived that. But, like, the problem here is now the Toucannon is just a big problem. Okay, well, I didn't really mean to come in instantly with that. But, yeah, that game's over. If I would have survived the Rock Slide, we would have maybe had a chance there, because I had almost an Air Cutter loaded on Corviknight. But no, not quite enough. All right, next opponent. Hopefully no more Carbinks in the backline, although my team is, like, pretty good into Carbink, all things considered. Okay, hopefully no Ninetales in the lead. I should also say that. Ninetales is a bit of a scary Pokemon, but we did handle the first one we saw today, so hopefully we can handle this one as well. Wait. I mean, I only saw 4 Embers. That should be 5 Embers of energy, but I'm not going to shield this either way. I'd get one shot in the backline if I no-shielded Weather Ball or Energy Ball somewhere else, so I think that's the play. All right. We'll go for the Surf here into the Licky Licky. They're going to be forced to throw energy against us to knock us out before I get my next move off. And if I get energy on my Corviknight, then it's not like that Ninetales is unplayable for us. Well, they instantly throw. All right. I'm going to let this go then. At this point, Kingdra's done its job, and that's just get that Ninetales chip down a little bit. I've also baited out a Licky Licky, which hopefully is going to be good for us later on. 1, 2, 3, 4. They have a Shadow Ball now. I'll let it go. I know it does do about half our HP here, but I know a Weather Ball would do a lot more damage, and I don't want to go down shield, saying if I do shield a move at this point, then I'm going to be in trouble with my Seismitoad maybe getting one-shot by an Energy Ball. Yeah, CMP and Air Cutter on a Body Slam, just to make sure we get as much energy as possible, because Shadow Corviknight to Shadow Ninetales, I'm sure we can put in quite a bit of damage against them if we need to. A boost especially would help with that. No boost, though. Okay. Well, we have a payback of energy here. I wonder if we get his shield or not. They're at 2. They already threw an energy ball, so they were dry when they came in here. They do shield. Love to see that. 3, 4, 5. They probably bait us right now, but we'll see. They're at 6. Mudshots are doing a decent amount of damage. They're putting him into air cutter range. Do they bait us? They probably do. Yep, they're at 2. Malamar. Interesting. I think this is playable. They should be at 5 right now. Still 2 on that Ninetales. But I don't need to shield an attack from this. At least not the first. 10. Okay, they throw instantly here. I should be able to go for 5 and Earth Power, right? I think that's the play. Get as much energy as possible. All right, nice. And this should knock him out. If I get his shield here too, then maybe my Corviknight closes out this game. But we'll see what they want to do here. They let it go. That's huge. They're at 2 on that Ninetales still. I think I just win the game now. I'm going to Icy Wind. It could be a terrible play, but I don't think it is. I think if they let this go, they just get farmed down. And if I shield, or if they shield rather, I get an air cutter off with my Corviknight. Yeah, let's just swap out. Go for the sand attack down. Take down the Ninetales with Corviknight, because why not? All right, there. Once again, Ninetales not unplayable. All right, I think that's a 3-2 set to start. I feel like I could have done a little bit better here. I feel like a 4-1, maybe a 5-0 could have been possible, but I didn't have, honestly, the best of matchups in a lot of these, and I didn't play as well as I could have. But that's what the next set's for, right? All right, Shadow Corv into Azumarill. Oh, this is going to be interesting. How much damage do I do with Sand Attacks? Do I do any extra here? Doesn't look like it, so it might just be a worse matchup for me. Maybe if I get a boost, though, I do extra damage then. They're at 4, so they're at an Ice Beam and 1 more bubble. I wonder, though, in this meta, do you ever run Hydro Pump? Because there are a lot of Steel types running around. No boost. 7. All right. They're kind of freaking me out here. They're out of Hydro Pump of energy. And I don't really want my Kingdra against this if I can help it. Although Kingdra, I guess, isn't unplayable here. 8. Honestly, if they Hydro Pump, that's fine. I might still survive it barely. I'm going to let it go. Yeah, just an Ice Beam. We live. 10. All right, well, we get 3 air cutters off, guaranteed, and that's going to put them down pretty low. I would have loved a boost on the first one just to, like, do a little bit more damage to them, but even still, they're pretty low on HP already. 1. Okay, and they throw energy right then. I'll let this go. I can farm this down with my Kingdra potentially. Should I go for that? Should I do, like, a 1-shield farm down? Is that too greedy? That might be an insane play, but I'm kind of tempted, actually. Can I, though? My Dragon Mets are doing nothing. So maybe I'll just throw the Swift here on CMP. I really wanted to go for the farm down, but no, there's too much HP. I don't think that's possible. At least we have a little bit of an energy lead here. We've knocked out the one and only fairy type they surely have. There's no Mimikyu in the backline, right? There actually isn't, or at least they don't bring it in if they do have that. 7. All right, maybe I should go for a Swift here, but they're going for maybe a Trailblaze potentially. They're building up a lot of energy here. Nice, we get a bait. So they're at 7. 8. I think I can go straight Swift here in the 2s, but maybe I want to go Surf to guarantee a shield. They're at 8, so 3. 5. We CMP'd here on the next attack. I guess I just have to hope my Seismitoad in the backline is going to be good against whatever they have. Oh, we get a shield on that. Okay. Kind of surprising, honestly. I think I let this go then. They can land a Swift into my Seismitoad, but I think I actually survived this Swift barely on my Kingdra, so I have a catch opportunity later on. Oh, well, I lied. But at the very least, like, I can guarantee that I only take a Swift here. Okay, well, that is amazing to see. Diggersby in the back line. They do have a Swift, though. Keep that in mind. There is still a Swift on that Furret. But I can double debuff Diggersby before they can even get a Scorching Sands into us. 5, 6. So they have a Scorching Sands now. But I mean, I survive, right? So I might as well just overfarm here as much as possible. Make sure that I can always get to an Earth Power before that Furret gets to 2 Swifts. Okay, they're at 7 right now. Yeah, we should be fine. Just overfarm by 1 and I win the game. Nice. Now I get to Earth Power on CMP with their back-to-back Swifts. Big Icy Wind. This should knock him out at this point. I would hope so, at least. Yeah, I mean, Diggersby's bulky, but not bulky enough. And we're pretty close to our Earth Power here. They're throwing a move against us, but I'm pretty sure they're only at 1 Swift right now. If they are somehow at back-to-back, then my counting has greatly failed me. But if not, I'm good. Nice. Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way they're anywhere near that. Earth Power gets the knockout, and Seismitoad, up his shield, just sweeps the backline. Honestly, man, Seismitoad's such a fun Pokemon, so I'm glad it's able to put in so much work here. Poor Furret. It died. Shadow Corviknight into Jumpluff. Wait a second, that's a good lead. That's a really good lead. Okay. Pretty good save swap to see here, too. They could be on Ice Beam, right? In fact, they probably are. 8. I'll shield this up, just because at this point, I don't want to get one shot and lose switch advantage. But I think there's a good chance here they just bait us. Yeah. I'll go for the Swift now. Even though Hydro Cannon is very resisted, I'd rather guarantee winning Switch than anything else, or at least getting his shield down here. Because they could technically double shield, and if they land a Hydro Cannon here, there is a chance they could flip Switch advantage. But I think I'm fine with that, because Seismitoad should be able to deal with Jumpluff up a shield. Alright. Do they shield this? That's the big question. Big Swift. They do shield. This is actually maybe a little bit dicier than I'd like it to be, because I don't get that final Swift off. But I should be able to farm this down with Corviknight. And I think investing in my Seismitoad is the play right now. Because Jumpluff doesn't do much to Seismitoad. Okay, we almost have an attack ready. What do they come in with? Diggersby. Okay. Yeah, Seismitoad is the win condition this game. As long as 2 Icy Winds 2-shot a Jumpluff, we should be fine. But if it doesn't somehow, then we're in trouble. I mean, it's 4 times effective, but it is Icy Wind, so honestly, maybe there's a chance we're in trouble here. Oh, no, we're fine. We're fine. I mean, we just shield this up, right? And then we have an Air Cutter ready to go on Corviknight if we need it. Big Energy Ball. Don't debuff me. They do debuff me. Uh-oh. That's like the one way of making things like a little bit more annoying. Hopefully that doesn't matter. But of course we get debuffed. I don't think that's going to matter, though. I hope it doesn't matter. If it does, I'll complain. It's good to know, though. I do 2-shot Jumpluff, just straight up. I mean, I should get 2 Icy Winds off here, guaranteed. And then, honestly, does a Fire Punch even knock out my Corviknight after the fact? I don't think it would. I know that Corviknight into Diggersby, with a regular Corviknight, there is a breakpoint you can get with Sand Attacks, where if you have enough attack, you can do 2 damage instead of 1. But I bet his Shadow just guarantees that breakpoint. So I'll have some real fast move pressure against this, too. I don't think I'm in Fire Punch range, but if I am, that's tragic. Alright, we get the debuff off here. And at this point, I guess maybe I should switch. Yeah. I don't think that's a bad play, because at this point, they need 2 moves to knock us out here. They are pretty close to a second Fire Punch, though, so I don't think I get a payback off. Oh my goodness, wait a second, that does so much damage. Uh-oh, maybe I should not have swapped. That does more damage than I was expecting it to. That was a double debuffed Fire Punch. Alright, well, do I Mudshot this down? I don't think I do, I get Fire Punched. Okay, well... Uh-oh. If I didn't take that debuff, maybe I could have won this game better, but honestly, I don't know. Uh-oh. I thought I was winning that game. I thought I was going to win that. Alright, well, that was an embarrassing one. I think we should have won that last game. But sometimes you lose games that you think you should win. Malamar in the lead. You know, this is just the same as if I was a regular Corviknight and they were a Shadow, so I know it's pretty neutral. They will do a lot of damage, though, with their attacks. Obviously, a Superpower or a Foul Play would end up putting us pretty low, but Corviknight can whittle this down, and hopefully the backline's not too bad for us. I'm gonna go for a payback here. I want to get as much damage as I can into them, maybe get his shield if possible. If shields go down on their end, then my backline doesn't have to worry about baiting as much, and they do go for the shield there, okay. Alright, and they CMPS. Alright, that's fine. They have played this about as well as they could have, though. I will admit, very well played by them. But it will be a spot here where I think my Kingdra can come in and start building up some energy. Swift's not going to knock him out just yet, which is a little bit awkward. They're also not completely energy dry right now after this foul play. I think I have to go for the Surf here to knock out. This is actually looking dicier than I thought it would be. I thought I'd be able to Swift them. Honestly, I've misplayed this game quite hard so far. I don't like what's happening. What's in the backline, though? Okay, well, let's switch out here. I mean, Kingdra has some play there, but I'd rather not be in that matchup. Okay. Well, you know, it looks like Seismitoad might just be the best Pokemon in the game. All right, next opponent. We'll see Corviknight into Fortress. Okay, if it's on Bug Bite, I'm pretty happy here. Volt Switch does make things a little bit awkward, but no, it is Bug Bite. So we'll see how they play it out. I can go for a payback here, potentially, and that would basically one-shot him Shadow into Shadow, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a shield, but also since I'm baiting, they're probably going to no-shield. They would survive a payback, though, right? So, like, there is a reason for them to no-shield if they want to just land a move. Oh, wow, I get a boost. That's huge. That boost now counteracts the fact they're going to get an attack drop here with a Rock Tomb. Yeah, they do Rock Tomb. No crazy Sand Tomb baits by them. Alright, well, I guess just go straight Air Cutter, right? Why do anything else? When I can make sure that this Fortress is in a very annoying spot. They don't double shield, but that's fine. I still have a lot of energy here on my Corviknight, as well as half my HP, so if they shield this up, then, I mean, they could land a Rock Tomb into us, but then I'll have a shield advantage in my backline. Got a boost again, and that once again counteracts any sort of debuff they get into us here. I think I also just survived this attack. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know all my Shadow Corviknight damage ranges, but no, yeah, I survived that pretty easily. Might as well just go for the Air Cutter here before they switch out. Guarantee a knockout. And now I've won Switch and Shield advantage. But I guess they can get a farm down against us with something in the backline. And since they did stay in the lead, there is a chance something in the backline really doesn't want to see my Corviknight. But like Ufisk, for example, that's a Pokemon my Seismitoad really wants to see. I can just align this here, then I still have a shield advantage, and the energy they got doesn't really matter that much. They're at 5 right now, so they do have access to a Mud Bomb, but 2 Mud Bombs don't two-shot a Seismitoad. I can just build up a lot of energy here, just in case I need to Icy Wind whatever's in the back. Like in case it's a Mimikyu. This is looking really bad for them. Not only is their attack about to go down, but their defense as well, thanks to the skies breaking. Icy Wind is going to get that Mimikyu shield. Now, I might even survive a Shadow Sneak here. Okay, I guess they're over-farming for some reason. They might just be out of here. I didn't really know what they were doing. I don't know if they knew what they were doing, too. Earth Power should just knock out, right? Oh, okay, I lied. But, I mean, I might as well shield this up, go for the farm down, and then land a move into that Stunfisk. Because they're going to be 2 away from the next Shadow Sneak here. Yeah, nice. And if they can knock us out here with a move, so be it. I still have a Kingdra in the back line. This Earth Power is not going to one-shot, but it will put him down pretty low. Let's see what it does here. I haven't actually really seen this matchup too much. That is... I mean, Earth Power is such a good move. I keep on forgetting that. It's actually a pretty efficient attack. They can knock out my Seismitoad, but Kingdra just closes out this game. Mud Bomb here or Discharge? Yeah, Discharge makes sense. It's going to knock us out. It's a little bit cheaper. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. They need, like, a Pelipper in the backline to be able to win this. Unfortunately for them, I have a Kingdra. Different water type. We get the Dragon Breath down, and we get the win. All right, good stuff. All right, next opponent. We'll see Corviknight into a Shadow Primeape. Okay, well, I wish I could say this was a good matchup for us, but it's actually going to be more awkward than I'd like. Although Sand Attacks are actually doing a real amount of damage here. That's kind of crazy. They're at 5. They could close combat us, but Shadow Primeape oftentimes doesn't even run close combat. It could be on Ice Punch, especially on a meta with a lot of flyers around. Well, we'll see if they instantly close combat. At least I got a shield advantage. But if they Rage Fist here, that's fine by me. Honestly, I'm just going to switch out into my Kingdra. 3, 4... Another Rage Fist coming through, but I mean, I can shield this up now. I already have the shield advantage, so that means now I have a lot of energy here if they switch out, and if they do switch out, they clear their boost. Dream. They're staying in. They're 1 away from a Rage Fist here, so do they shield this, or do they just let it go? They do shield, wow. That confuses me. You know what? I think I've trusted in Seismitoad enough today to, like, realize it's a good Pokemon. If I let this go, and I just leverage a shield advantage on Seismitoad, I should be in a decent spot here. Plus, I should be able to air cutter this down and have a shield and a lot of energy on Corviknight for whatever else they might bring in. But they are +3, so the Karate Chops will hurt. Well, they only get 2 off against us. Okay. Body Slam, does that even KO us from here? I don't think it does. If not, then I can just save a payback. Or should I throw the payback here? I'm going to throw the payback, I guess. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. I know at this point that my Licky Licky, or my Seismitoad is going to have to take some damage from this Licky Licky. Did I survive that rollout? No. But landing that payback here is going to do a lot of damage to them, and hopefully put them into a range where now my Seismitoad can pretty easily knock them out. They're at 4. It's going to be a Shadow Ball probably here, but I'm going to let it go nonetheless. Seismitoad is bulky enough I can survive this, and there's likely... Oh, well, the Body Slam, rather. Okay. We'll go for the Earth Power before they can get another Body Slam off. Now I have some HP, some energy, and a shield, but they have a catch available with that Primate. Big Earth Power, down goes Licky Licky. What's in the back line? Please tell me it's playable. Oh, that looks playable to me. Avoid a catch and I win. They're at 5, so they have a Drill Peck ready to go. But they have that catch, and that's the main thing this game that's going to be a little bit dicey to try to call. But waiting a turn works a lot better here on the new system. Oh, you know what they could have done there? They could have built up to back-to-back attacks and forced a 50-50 out of me. Now I need to wait and be patient and hope the visuals update. Nice, they do. We land the Icy Wind. This knocks out the Furo. And now that Primate should be in range where I can just mudshot them down. Oh, did they top left? They did. Okay, Seismitoad. Let's go. All right, Corviknight into Unova and Stunfisk. Don't love this lead necessarily, but I have 2 Pokemon in the backline that can deal with it. I was trying to do like one Sand Attack and swap, but sometimes on the new system, it is a little bit hard to do a play like that. Wait, isn't this fine for us, though, up as much energy as I am? Because, like, Poliwrath is not a hard counter to Seismitoad, not like it isn't a Quag. 4, 5, 6, 7. You're at a Dynamic Punch right now, right? Does Seismitoad win this CMP? I think it does. I think Seismitoad has a lot of attack. I do Dynamic Punch, so we survive. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there we go, Seismitoad. It's like 120 attack, right? So it's kind of deceptively offensive. And now we can go for the play here, where if they shield this up, I mean, do I shield myself now? I think I will. It's probably an Icy Wind, though. But I think that's fine. I would love to see a shield here by them. If they shield this, I think they're in a pretty bad spot. But we'll see if they do. Earth Power is going to do a lot if they let it go, and they do let it go. So we get the knockout. Ufisk probably can't come back in here, but I can get an Icy Wind off into something. Oh, maybe I can't. Never mind. But Corviknight does wall the energy here, so hopefully we're still in a playable spot. Alright. Might have caught a Discharge. And that could be pretty nice if we did. Gonna be such an interesting game, though, because I wouldn't say Kingdra's a hard answer here at all, especially not down as much energy as we are. Is that just a Discharge, though? I think they need to Mud Bomb us here to knock us out, but I don't want to shield either way. Discharge, I think, is a misplay, but we'll see if it is, because maybe they can still Thundershock us down. 5. Alright. I could have maybe gone for a bait attempt here, but I feel like a bait is really risky. But they do shield, so maybe I should have. Oh my goodness. Kingdra. It's just too quick, I guess. We just get to a Surf before they farm us down. That's why you don't bait. That's why you just full send the nukes. This knocks them out, and now there's no way Corviknight loses this game. Just a Air Cutter plus a payback is going to knock him out. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Another 4-1 set. Man, honestly, I think Seismitoad is one of the most fun Pokemon in this meta. I'm surprised not more people are using it. Let's cash it in. Almost back up to the expert rank. That's awesome. I think this team's working out really well. Man, Shadow Corviknight, I think, is such a fun Pokemon to use. Obviously, you do have to use an Elite TM on Air Cutter, so I wouldn't build just the first one you get. Make sure that you grind out this Rocket event. Get a good Shadow Corviknight if you can. This Pokemon is going to be very good going forward. But yeah, thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.